all and welcome to Well Crochet yet again for another tutorial. My name is Mary and in today's tutorial we will be doing part 2 of our granny mandala or granny circle bag, if you will. It is a gorgeous stash busting bag. I know, I'm loving the colors. Gorgeous. Now in part 1 I believe we just put together the 2 mandalas and added the rectangle to the bag and then popped a little border on the rectangle. And we actually did the mandalas and rectangle separately a long time ago, and yours truly just didn't get the bag done, and we are getting it done now as we speak. So there you go. Part 1 has been done a couple of tutorials away. For this tutorial you will only need to know about buttons. So you will need 6 buttons. You could use just 2 if you want, which is 1 there and 1 there, entirely up to you. I use 6. I like the fact that there are 3 up the top, makes it a bit more sturdier, and 3 down the bottom. You're probably wondering, why do we have 3 up the top when why do we have 3 down the bottom and we have 3 up the top? Well, for this bag you can use it wearing it like so. So if you don't like to wear shoulder straps, because I know yours truly does not like wearing shoulder straps, I wear them but I don't like wearing them. So I decided to make a little short handled bag for myself. When I go to craft events and I want to crochet, I pop my crochet items in here, pop that on my arm and walk around crocheting as I'm checking out the craft stores. Yes, I know, you're wondering, does she ever stop? Yes, I do. When I eat, when I sleep, and when I shower. That's it. Every other time I will crochet. So cutting a long story short, that is the way we wear the bag, short handled. Now if we wanted to add a larger handle, which we will be doing in part 4 of the series, we would take off these little buttons right here. Bear with me guys, I'm using one hand. We would pop them all the way down there. Now you could put the buttons and the buttonholes anywhere you like, and I'll explain something to you in a minute. And over here you would pop those buttons in there, or in any hole you like. Doesn't have to be where I've got them. Okay, I think you may need to actually look for buttons that are a little bit smaller, because yours, oh, there's another button here somewhere. I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Hello. It would be best for you to find a smaller set of buttons, because I found it very difficult. I literally had to put the buttons in the places where they are because they were really big. If they were a lot smaller, I could have popped it in there and one in there and made it a lot even. It's a little bit uneven because if you look carefully here, I've got 2 cluster sets and here I've got 3. If we had smaller buttons, I could pop 1 button there, 1 button there, so it kind of evens it all out. However, never mind, nobody will notice. So when we do button it up this way, we will pop our long handle on, and you can pop that over your shoulders and still it looks like a gorgeous bag, and it looks like you planned it with the buttons there and there. So there you have it. That is what we are doing today, adding our buttons. Today you will need your sewing needle or darning weaving needle, whichever you want to call it, and your scissors. However, let me grab this needle up a little bit. See the eye of the needle? That's where we have to thread our cotton in. If your eye does not fit through your button, don't use it. You need an eye that fits through the button and still big enough, oh gosh, sorry about the blur, and still big enough to have your cotton through. If you don't have a thinner sewing needle, I'm trying to think of how we can do this. If you don't have a thinner sewing needle, then you are probably better off using a normal sewing needle and cotton rather than the yarn we used. Now I used the yarn which was the light blue yarn. I was fussing over whether to use the other colors in the tutorial, but I'll explain that to you while we're doing our tutorial. So there you have it guys, that is all you'll need for this tutorial. Don't forget to weave in your ends before you start if you haven't already. If not, let's just get started and let's have some fun putting our buttons on. Ta-da! Okay, so I found 6 buttons. These ones here. Whoa. Whoops, upside down. Okay, these are the gorgeous looking blue buttons I found. And I'm glad I found 6 because we're going to put 3, as you can see down the bottom, for the longer flip over so you can use your long handles when we make them. We haven't made them yet, but we will. I don't know if we'll have enough yarn for that. I'm still playing yarn chicken. Okay, so that's for the longer handles. Now, for the smaller handles, all you do is lift this little guy up like this. And the buttons itself, they'll go in the red, in through the red section. So they'll be sitting right there. All right. So you need to have, the buttons need to be high enough to fit there and there and there. And then you pop your red over like that. So now officially that will be closed and you can fit your hand on in here so you can walk around with your bag on your arm like you saw in the promo. Or if you're feeling like you don't want to carry it like that and you just want to relax, you pass that over and your buttons will be stuck onto that one and they'll be there. Okay, so you can wear your bag 2 different ways. Isn't that fun? Okay, now not only will we be doing the buttons and the straps, but in the past 10 minutes or so, and you may have heard me talk about it before, I've decided to line the bag. Why? I don't know, because I can. Okay, so hey, who cares? We're the magic makers, we can do whatever we like. All right, so that's what we're going to do now. We are going to attach our buttons. Now, best part is you can use the same thread, and the same thread is gorgeous when you're threading buttons. This lighting does not do these buttons justice. They are beautiful. Or if you want, just for fun, you can use a contrast colour. And I'm thinking, you know, I'd like to use a contrast colour. And the only reason is because I'm playing yarn chicken with my blue thread and I need that for the straps, that I may use either the red. Let's have a look at some of the other lighter colours that we had left over. We have the orange left over. That could be a good look too. We had the light blue left over, the very, very light blue. Pop that down. That can also be good. Or you can put, which I wouldn't advise, the navy. Yeah, the navy's too dark. I wouldn't really advise that. So it's either one of these 3 colours that we have. Oh, did I say 3? Yes, 3. 1, 2, 3. Either one of those 3 colours. I'm thinking the red. Although the orange does look good. Which one does this start off? Oh, it stops there. We could even use this light blue as well. Oh, what shall we do? What shall we do? Let's get a close-up look at the buttons. Okay, there's your light blue. Oh, don't you hate it when camera's out of whack? And I've put it more out of whack. There. Or there. Or there. Well, I think the red, no, I don't. Let's get rid of the red. I've decided no red. No red. Red is gone. As much as it's my favourite colour in the whole series, it's gone. I'm thinking the light blue. You know what? I'm thinking the light blue. We are going to use light blue. I've decided that's it. No more talk. Let's do. All right? Stop talking, woman, they're saying. Stop talking. All right, I've stopped. Whoops, wrong way. We are now officially going to start sewing those buttons in. Now, not making loops. We're just getting ready. So grab your needle. Yes, your sewing, darning, whatever it is, needle you want to call it. Thread, your colour. No, I haven't cut the light blue yet. I'll just cut that now. Off the end there. Right. With your buttons and how you put buttons on your projects, what you need to do is make sure they all marry up in the slots that you want them. I might have put it in that one there. Okay. Make sure they all marry up, because if they don't marry up, and sadly for this, we've got 3 here, so I can't even put it in the middle. We could. Let's see if it fits through the middle. I don't think it will. No, it'll have to go in one of these gaps here. So there's one gap there. There's a gap there. And your two corners, so it may be a little bit out of whack. Okay, that happens. All right. Oops, wrong way. Yeah, would have been better if we had them. Could we get it in the blue? Let's have a look. So these buttons are really big. If we had smaller buttons, they don't fit in the blue, so we have to put it in there. Or we could do it in, we could do it in there. Same thing, you'd still be out of whack. So, what do? We put it on crooked, and it's okay. Okay, it'll be okay. Your arm's going to be there anyway, and it's not completely crooked. It's just a tiny little bit off whack. Okay, let's start. Right, this is our bottom part of the bag. Okay, we're going to start with the bottom. Now, problem is, you don't want to be threading your needle through both sides, or you won't be able to get anything in your bag. You just want it through one side only, and it's going to be very tricky. It means popping your hand in there and then pulling your thread out there. However, I wouldn't worry too much about it, because all you need to remember is it's got to go through that red. In fact, we'll put it through the red right now and leave it there. Okay, the other two we'll work on later. And all you need to do is now officially make sure it doesn't move. We don't want it to move. If you want to, you can calculate where it is. Or you could even put, actually that's a good idea, put one of your stitch markers in there so you don't lose a spot. Oh, it's going to go right there, right over those two. Oh, that's going to be awkward. We'll put it more on the red. Actually, you know where it's going to go. You can see the red right there. We'll pop it more on the red. So what you do, your hands in, there's your red, you split your stitch. Oh, that's so far away, how can you see that? Okay, so I put my hand right in, I've put the needle in, and I've split the stitch. Hold the thread in your hand under here, under there, so when you're pulling it through here, you don't lose it. When you get to, oh gosh, that didn't work, that's better. When you get to, see how I'm pulling it through and it's still in my hand? Okay, leave that there. You want to make a little knot here, which I should have made before. We might make a second knot. Leaving a little bit of thread here, because you're going to use that thread to weave in later. And make that third, all those three knots could just stick together. That shouldn't come through, all right? But if it does, pull it through gently so you know where you are. So we pull it, there it is, okay, it may come through. Now the rest of the bag, use your left hand, or if you're right-handed, use your right hand, whichever. You can just hold it in place like that and pop it in there. Pop it through the bag. You're going to have to put your hands in. Oh gosh, I keep doing this. Put your hands in, pulling it through. All right. Don't pull too tight, you want that knot to stay there. So you go back into the hole right next to it, or the space right next to it. Now this is a part where you're going to pop your button on, but we'll pull it through a little bit first. Don't pull it hard or too tight. All right, now we grab our buttons and pop one, find a space to pop it on right there. That's how it's going to go, all right? So then, this button, oh, I got to work in and out when you do this part here. That goes in there. Yep, pull it through. All right, so when you're pulling it, it's going to adjust itself right on your work. So before you let it adjust, you find a spot to pop your needle in. You could go through all thicknesses of the red and the white underneath, but before you pull it through, remember, oops, blow it up again, blow it out. You got to pop your hand inside. All right, you got to pop your hand inside and pull that through, because you don't want, oh, it's a little bit awkward. We probably should have put the buttons on before, but we weren't really sure what we were doing and exactly how big our rectangle would be. So you give it a gentle tug. Now this is where you can just Put your hand through again. Pop it through the other side. Actually, no, we might do. We might start on that side right there. Okay. See that hole, that little hole right there? That's where we're going to put the needle through. If you're not sure how to do it, pop it through and then find a little hole. All right, if that helps. Might help, I know it does with me. Pull the thread through, and now you're going to do the other side there. But make sure when you do it that you're going through some thread, which is right there. Put your hand in. The rest should be easy now. It's not going to move out of place, and all you need to do is go over the other areas. Now I like to, I'll show you the button quickly. When you've got a 4-button hole, I like to go across there as well. Secures it. All right, a lot of people don't. They like to just leave it like this, but I like to do both sides, okay, for security's sake. So you find one of the gaps you want to go into. Pop your needle in. Remember, you've got to put your hand in and out of the bag because you don't want it sewing up anything else. Okay. Now, I'll go back into that one right there. I don't need to position it anymore because it's all into place. It's not going anywhere. Okay. So now I've got to see, you can probably do it without looking, if I can get in there. Whoops. No, you won't do it without looking. There you go. Pop it back into that gap there. See there? Pull it through and pull it into that one right there. And you now, if you wanted to, which we will, can tie that up at the back because you've got all 4 gaps. I may not have pulled it tight enough. All right, you've got all 4 gaps complete. So you turn it over, or inside out or whatever, and notice how you still have this string here. Oh, that didn't work. It didn't go through, did it? That's better. All right, notice how you still have that little string there, that little thread there. You use that to tie it up with. Tie a little knot. And you tie another knot. And then you cut this guy here. Turn your bag inside out and take that thread off. You can use it later for the next button and weave in that end. I would weave it in now. That way it's out of your hair because you're going to be doing another 3-button, or lying, another 2 buttons there, and you're going to get threads all tangled. So I would weave these buttons in, all these buttons in, these ends in from each button as you go. You are better off. Okay, so you just weave it in and out of all those thicknesses right there. Okay, do it once, do it twice, if I can get it through those thicknesses. Don't worry if it shows at the back because your button is there. I prefer it didn't show, but if you accidentally go through a little bit, it doesn't matter. And there's your 3rd time, okay? And then all you have to do is cut that end. That is not coming undone, trust me. Okay. Would you buy a used car from this lady? Sorry, I got sidetracked. In every tutorial I get sidetracked by a little bit. It happens, you know. What do you do? We can't all be perfect, can we? All right, so we will do the same thing here. We will weave this guy through all those thick yarns. Wow, it really is tight, isn't it? There we go. There you go. Right through there and pick another section to weave in. Really, really tight through there, and that's not going to come undone. So we're done with 1 button. You still have another 2 more buttons left. Okay, so let's bring that back in the right way. Oh, that's still inside out. Oh, silly me. Oh, silly, silly, silly. Okay. All right. I've made a mess of the bag. Hello. If you could see what I'm doing here, you'd laugh. All right, here we go. There we go. Put that over. See that red right there? that's where you're going to button your bag. All right, and your first button is done. So now with your next 2 buttons, you just follow the same system. Do that one first, I think, and when you get up to the middle one, we'll meet up. Okay. All right, so we've got our buttons on. They may not look exactly straight, only because we need to pop that that middle one in there. So what we're going to do them up, see what they look like. There's your 1. We'll do the corner first. There's your 2, and you've got 1 button there. You can either put it in there or you can put it in the other one. It doesn't matter. It'll fit either way. Okay, so that's your bag if you want to put handles, long handles, which we will. And I've shown you in the promo what it looks like with short handles and with long handles. That's the long handled look. Now we're going to do the short handled look, which is the handle that I use when I'm standing at a venue, a craft venue, and I want to crochet some small items. I pop them in there, I hold them, and I put my arm through there, and I'll show you that in the promo as well anyway, so that you'll see that as well. So in the meantime, we're going to find our buttons, and I've lost the buttons. So here we go, there they go. These are 3 buttons. Now we're going to do exactly the same with the buttons, but here it might be a little bit easier. It still has to go through the red one. Okay, so either way, it's also that you can put it there, or you could put your buttons, hello, way up here, and have it like that. And I'm wondering whether that's a good thing. I don't know. If you think about it, the red goes over it, so your blue comes there. Oh dear. You have to put your buttons all the way up high if you want that really short handled look. I would personally just leave them on the blue right there. May have to get that, it may have to go on the red a little bit because the bag is curved, yeah? So it may have to go on the red. We can probably raise them up a little bit. And so it's like that. All right, so let's just start one and see what it looks like. We are going to thread that one. Now, again, this one is going to be a lot easier because it's up the top. So it's easier to handle. I'm going to make a little knot there. Try and make one in the same spot or as close to that same spot as you can get it. And do it again. Actually, it is probably better that we do the buttons a little lower. And the reason being is because once you open up your bag, you can see those marks. They're a little bit lower. We're going to put a some lining in there. We're going to line the bag eventually. You won't be able to see them. They'll be covered by the lining. So maybe it is better to put it a little bit lower. Not too low. Well, actually, you could still put it there because the lining will go over the blue. All right. Anyway, let's get started. Face it towards us. We really don't need the middle button yet. What we want to do is work out where we want to put this. Okay. Now, remember, it has to be in the middle. All right, because nothing worse than you having it look like that. No, it has to be straight along your edge here and straight, or as straight as you can get it along the edge on the other side. If you give it a bit of a tug. Okay, so that's how you want it to be. Let's have a quick look from the front. Okay, perfect. Now, your red will be over your button, so it'll be there. So still give you enough room for your hand to get in there. Remember, your hand has to go in there. Okay, so we will pop that first button right where it is, on the red. Yep, on the red, on the red. Easy, easy. Just move the other buttons out the way. I went to pull that one off. That belongs there, remember? Hello. All right, so there's your blue. There's the top of the red there. You could probably pop it on the blue and the red. Okay, so you lift that layer there, pop it through there. Just take your button off for a minute because you want to do a layer of this first. Okay, there and there. You can go through the red if you like as well, doesn't matter. You can go, doesn't matter what you do in this section here because a button is going to go on it. All right, so we've pulled through that through. Now we're going to grab a button, any button, you like. Well, same colour, of course. Unless you want to do multicolour buttons, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Now, this is a part where you've got to be careful. You're going to put your needle through, but you only want it to go through one part of the bag, not the other part, yeah? Oh, don't put it through that. Oh, I've just messed that up, haven't I? Almost. And there you go. Now, the rest is a little bit more easier. Blow it up a little so you can see. Turn it upside down. Pop your needle in through the other side, and it doesn't matter where it goes because, well, you want to keep it as close to it as you can because you are going to just keep going. Whoops, see, that didn't go through, did it? There it is. Okay. Pretty cool, huh? All right. Now we want to get a little bit lower because we've done those two there and we've done this one. We want to do the bottom one there, across there. Just doesn't want to work for me today, does it? There it goes. There it goes. We're in. Okay. Okay, across there. Pull it through. Make sure it's going through something, because if it's going through a hole, you're in trouble. Okay, it's not gonna work. All right, it's on nice and tight. You want to do a few more, you can. Personally, I don't. And when we do the lining, like I said, the lining will be up to here, so it'll cover all that. You won't see that. All right. So what you do is you tie it in a knot. And another one. Oops, out of the way there. And you're just going to weave in this last end right here. And you're going to weave it in twice, maybe. And by the way, guys, this tutorial will be a part series by the looks of it because it's going very, very long. Okay, so this will be either part 1, 2, or 3 of the tutorial. I'm not really sure yet because we need to, it's gone too long. Okay, and even though I'd already made the pieces before I started doing the bag, it's still gone too long. Maybe I chat too much. Oh dear. Oh, it happens. What do you do? What do you do? There's always one, isn't there? All right, now let's do the other side. Oh, oops. Wonder why I'm not threading. It's the wrong way around. Hello, wake up, Mary. Here we go. All right, we'll pop that through there. Oh, it's very tight now because we've been doing lots and lots of weaving in and sewing over and all sorts of things. We might just nip that a little bit later. Oh, I think the twice is plenty. It's very, very tight. Excuse me. Don't ask me how I got a summer cold, but you do. It happens. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop that, you naughty thing, you. Okay, now we'll button it up. Pop it in the corner there so we can have a look at it. Okay, there you go. Oh, there you go. Okay, beautiful. All right, now, very fiddly. All right, you're going to do the other side. All right, and what we'll do, this is really important to get this side done perfectly. It's going to show you whether or not you're going to be straight or not. Okay, if it helps, you can use your curves on the, excuse me, the navy blue to straighten it all up. Okay, get your thread. We still have a little bit of thread left. That's plenty of thread for another button. Might even be plenty of thread for a third button. We'll see. Okay, and the third one I'm going to let you do, but this one here is really, really important to get it right. Make another knot again. Try and do another one on top of the same one, or as close to it as you can get. Then do your third one. Only because it gives you a bit of thickness and it doesn't go through your stitch. Okay, that's the only reason why I do 3. If it helps, you can turn your bag this way. All right, now this is really, important that it stays straight. I'm looking at these. They're a little bit crooked, so we'll go that way. There. All right, really important that it stays straight. It's going to be in the red, so it'll be there. So if you want, you can just lift, and that is where it'll be, roughly around there. All right, I don't know if it'll help you. Okay. Still straight? Yes. A little bit more. Ah, looking at it wrong. Let's look at it this way. Dearie me. Get it right, Mary. That's better. Doesn't have to be exact, perfect. And if you're out by a millimetre, it doesn't matter. I don't think anyone's going to notice a millimetre. So it'll be roughly around... Oh, that's a difficult place to put it, isn't it? Where's your red? There. There. That's where it'll be. So if it helps, you pop your needle through now. You can move all this out the way. And you pop it through that way. Okay? Just for now, and bring that little loop in, because you're going to weave that in inside the bag. Let's go back. Put your button back there. And... yeah, so we work around, all around there, if that helps. Go through that red thickness. And don't worry if it's showing, because your button's going to go over that, so it doesn't matter. All right, we're done. Now, the next time we pull it through, it's got to go through the button. There we go. Grab the button, pop it there, and we could also pop it in the other side while we're here. All right, and pop it in where we're here. We'll just pop it in there. But make sure you're splitting those stitches, otherwise you won't get the button in. Now, again, I've mentioned before in the past, once you start splitting stitches, to get this undone is going to be very, very difficult. Oh, that didn't work. There you go. Pop it in there. Well, you can see, yes, you can see what I'm doing. That's good. It's a lot better this way, isn't it? Now, excuse me. Oh gosh, I'm doing well. Okay, and one more. And then you're all locked into place by the looks of it. Yes, you are. Let's take this undone because this is just tightening up the area. Should have taken it undone before. Would have been a lot easier. All right, so we are going to tie these two up in a knot at the back, like we did before. Okay, weave in the end. We've still got the needle on this one, so we'll weave this end in here. Oh dear, I'm doing well, excuse me. There you go. We're not going to do too many times. Twice is enough, I think. We've already got knots and everything else there happening. Normally I wouldn't knot in crochet at the back, never. But in this case I will, because we are going to be putting our lining on the bag. Okay? Oh, very thick now. Oh dear. There we go. Now we're in. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do two ways this way, as it's really thick. You don't need so much tightening up. Again, don't panic about what it looks like at the back, because you're going to have a lining across there. Okay, let's have a look and see how we've gone. We'll button them up. You still need to do that third button, but I want to show you how we went with these two buttons. Remember, they're going through the red. Okay, all right. So you need that. Oh, hello. Here we go. That's better. So there's your three buttons there, and then there's your two buttons there. Ugh. Very fidgety. All right. Okay. You need to do one more button right there. Right there. I'm going to leave that for you to do, and it's quite simple, same way we did these two, except it's a lot easier now because you have a marking spot where you can put it. All right, I'll do that off there and then we'll come back. All right, so here we are officially with our buttons. That was our long handle buttons, and we just finished doing our short handle buttons. Pretty cool, huh? I know. I'm very, very excited about the whole thing. You know, it's one of those things where you get easily excited. Okay, there you go. So there's your short handle, there's your long handle, and you have officially made something with your bag. I want you to weave in those ends and you're done. Now, the very next tutorial, I'll be showing you how to do the long handle for your bag, and I'll also be showing you part of that long handle, how to line your bag, and then you are set. Don't you love your new bag? I know I do. Don't forget to click like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit the little bell button so you can receive further tutorials, especially the next one that's coming up for this bag. And what can I say? Ciao for now.